So, hey guys. Today I'm just gonna be thinking about uh what can you cook with the new Sargas. So, of course, this doesn't search monsters. This card is actually pretty damn powerful actually. So the thing about Gigantic Champion Sargas is it doesn't actually lock you or anything. It also has no cost, which is pretty just swell to be honest. I don't know if it's relevant or not, but whatever. So if a material is detached from a monster, you can either destroy a card on the field or return it to the hand, which is lovely because this won't trigger any tier effects, which is just nice to have as an option, and still have the option of destruction. So no big complaints on there. Of course, this doesn't target only monsters or only spell traps or anything like that as well. It just generically targets a card on the field, which is also a step above certain cards. And of course, this adds any Spriggans or Therion card from your deck to your hand. And you know what happens to be a Therion card? Therion Discolosseum, just for example. So, Therion Discolosseum is fairly strong as a field spell. And of course, I have a Royal Regulus, so if I could utilize these two, that would make me happy. So with Sargas, Sargas also has this interesting quality where you don't actually need two level 8 monsters to go into Sargas. Instead, you could go into Merrymaker first, and Merrymaker, of course, can also send a Spriggans monster from your deck to the graveyard. So I don't know if there's a super relevant monster to send. I mean, you can send like a kit or something. This, of course, this effect doesn't detach, which is worth mentioning, I guess. And Merrymaker is generic, so 2 level 4s, so I can just go Merrymaker and then go into Sargas. So I can use either 2 8s or 2 level 4 monsters and start getting into my Therion line. If I want to use level 8s though, I would consider probably Punk line to do it with. So let's see, are there any good targets for Merrymaker? So Merrymaker specifically sends monsters, so I'm thinking if I were to send a monster, maybe Branga, and then detach Merrymaker somehow off of Sargas. Sargas is not actually a Spriggan. So maybe that, and then I think the best add is probably going to be Kit, but then you need a Fallen of Elbaz fusion monster or whatever in your graveyard in order to trigger this, so that's pretty convoluted, so maybe not. Maybe we just simply go Merrymaker into Sargas and try not to overthink it too much. Of course, this also is a decent Zeus line, which is just another little bit of benefit on this. So let's see, that's 3-mat, 4-mat Zeus. Not bad. And we can do a search as well, which is pretty glorious. So we can actually bait our opponent if they're not clever enough. We can go Merrymaker, if we have a target for Merrymaker at least. That's also a decent bait in that case, but I don't think there's good fusion stuff we can play or have easy access to that would still allow us to get into our Therion stuff. So more thought required on that part. But even if we only play it with the Punk line, I believe we can go ahead and go, let's see. If we go do a Punk line with this, we can go ahead and, let's see. If we use E-Telly, we will end up with only a Sargas, I believe. We don't have any extra bodies off of just an emergency teleport. We can summon either Chaos Ruler or the other dragon. Or the Punk Dragon, I think, right? So, like, we can summon Punk Jam Dragon Drive, which is not a dragon, but whatever. You can summon Dragon Drive, and then you can make Sargas, and then you don't necessarily have a way to detach materials from Sargas, which kind of sucks, and now your things are kind of just stuck here. If you play the whole punk package, you have Extreme Session. I believe you also end up with one more body as well. And we can probably still summon Madame Spider, I believe. And I don't know if we can get 2 bodies for Malaya. If we can, then we can get therion this Coliseum at least with one of the punk traps set. And with therion this Coliseum and stuff, we can also grab therion don't remember the name. Therion Cross, right. My memory is failing me, but yeah. So that is a good amount of negates. That's like an Omni, and then 2 monster negates. Potentially a Banish as well. So that can be pretty useful. And then of course, you can probably destroy whatever monster your opponent sets or whatever, and then add back Regulus, equip Lily Borea again, and then you can search more stuff. If you do a little bit of like triggering, if you trigger this Coliseum, you can also send Endless Engine Argyro system to then go ahead and add back Cross for the next turn as well. I don't know. Do you have any good targets afterwards? Not really. Aside from like other Therions, I don't think you have that many good targets after on like the following turn after that. So one of them maybe, because then we can attach Lily Borea and then return Lily Borea and then use Lily Borea as cost for a Regulus effect to keep the Omni negate for the start of that next turn, I guess. That kind of play is also fine. The levels we have here are also relatively high. So maybe there's something we can do. So already, if we just make Sargas with Punk, the biggest issue I am noticing off the... Well, immediately as we don't really have a way to detach anything. So without a way to detach anything, it's kind of bad, to say the least. Without a way to detach any material, we lose the removal effect of Sargas and it just becomes a search, which is not good enough, in my opinion. And keeping in mind that Sargas triggers on the next chain, we would most likely want a negate of some sort. Or just any monster effect we can activate. The one I would mostly look to in this situation would be Bamboozling Gossip Shadow, actually. But Bamboozling Gossip Shadow is banned, unfortunately, and I don't think Cicada King is that good. So, we either are forced to play Cicada King, or we just suffer, I guess. As far as Punk is concerned. We'll check out the rank 8s we have, and... let's see. So Hope doesn't work, Ding doesn't work, neither of these guys really detach. Not in a good way, I would say, at least. So then, do you detach? I guess we have to go Photon Lord. There's no other choice if we have to make an 8. So we have to be able to summon like 2 8s, which is kind of awkward. Not really a fan of that kind of play. In terms of rank 4s though, I guess like a Redoer would be easy to do. But now that I think about it, with rank 4 spam, there is like another option actually. What if we simply played Time Thief? Time Thief, normal summon Regulator, make Merrymaker, and then make Redoer. that sounds not entirely bad. And you actually also have Regulator as your machine for the copy of Regulus. So maybe that is the play. Well, this is just some food for thought, I suppose, in what you can do with Gigantic Champion Sargas and therion cards, I guess. I don't know if I'm missing something obvious, but I think just judging from how hard it is to make rank 8s, and generally, even if you did have a deck that was good at exclusively making rank 8s, I don't feel like there are enough good rank 8s to justify this, or like good ways to get into this, maybe. I suppose Chaos Ruler kinda helps, but if you make Sargas immediately after, then you're locked out of your Chaos Ruler special summon. Maybe if you Chaos Ruler special summon like the Zombie Vampire first, but the Zombie Vampire doesn't actually do anything after a point. It might maybe be like material, or maybe you just give up on both of these and just, like, if you go the Zombie Vampire and Sargas, you can technically go into Utopic Future and then Draco Future as well, which is okay, I guess. But you're not really utilizing the Sargas, so more thought required, I suppose. So that's about it for what I've been thinking about regarding, well, yeah, Gigantic Champion Sargas and how you can maybe like bridge or like, well, pivot over to like therion, kind of, just more utilization for therion. I mean, there's a good chance I'm missing something. So anyways, I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Bye.